Hola, tis I, Alycia. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Hope it's all gone fantastico for you. So, here we go. Let's look into the Zodiac. You know the Zodiac. He was never officially identified. I looked and I looked and I looked to see if they actually identified who it was. I didn't see that happen. And I'm recording this September 2022. So that's what I know now. This is what I wrote for my background notes. Um, Unofficially, unidentified, the man, I'm going to assume it's a man, that ran around. He operated in Northern California in the late 60s. You know who the Zodiac is. There's 5 confirmed victims. There are possibly more than that, 28 that are attributed to him. The Zodiac claimed 37 people. It says that he went after young couples in lovers' lanes and secluded places. I don't know that that's only couples. You think he went after other people. In 2021, a DNA profile was obtained, but it belonged to someone else who could have not been the Zodiac. So it was not him. So I've got a bunch of questions here on my notepad because we're going to do my questions I have, and then I'm going to go through the list of suspects that I found online. I kind of know the Zodiac story. I don't full on know it. I'm not like a Zodiac file, so if you are one, don't at me. Go make your own video. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, I'm sorry if you hear the blower. I thought they outlawed blowers here. Guess not. So sorry if you hear the garden sounds or the noise or whatever. I can't control the hood I live in and how noisy it is, even though it bothers me. All right, so what motivated the Zodiac to go and do what he was doing? What motive? You know what? Let's do a major arcana spread with my terror, not that one, my terror one. There we go. Terror Tarot. It's a major arcana deck. Let's do a major arcana spread. Let's see what we can find out about, like, why did the Zodiac choose this as his signature life's work, I guess we could say. It's a weird choice. All right. Is he possessed? It's interesting. Oh, well, I guess maybe he, by El Diablo, maybe he is. Okay. Okay, so in the past, I think, here's first thing. I think this is someone who had mommy issues, but also felt emasculated. And there was something here, like something happened in his life that he went from like outwards appearing to be a normal type person and then went to cuckoo. Something happened, and then this was like, you know how you used to hear, like, back in, was that the late 80s, early 90s, I think, when it was like, oh my gosh, we have to, label everything because the children are listening to, well, even then they were attributing it back to like Led Zeppelin, and anyway, listening to music backwards, and oh my gosh, they're listening to El Diablo and that kind of thing. I think that there's something to it that happened here with him, where he's paying attention to some type of something where he thinks he's getting messages. So I'm wondering if there was some type of either something up here not right, or actually like some bad spiritual connection. Maybe he's dancing with El Diablo in the pale moonlight. There's something there going on. But it seems to be that I think we had some type of emasculation, perhaps in the past with a relationship, personal relationship, and he also had some type of mommy issues. Okay. There you go. There's the El Diablo. That's what's bringing it in here. So some type of dark entity bringing down this inspired action that he's taking. And it's just him against the world. Nobody understands him. Everybody's hurt him. Everybody's failed him. The establishment, the whatever, everybody has failed him. It's horrible. I've got to take out my anger on innocent people. Um, he his unspoken fear. He had a real hard time with being judged, made fun of, taking any accountability. I think that's where he got emasculated. That was a real sore spot for him, and I'm going to say now that's tied to because mommy used to do that to him, and so then it became a whole thing of like, you're not going to laugh at me and you're not going to judge me, and I'm the one in control. I have the power, so you can take that and shove it up your burp. So okay, this isn't a guy who has an axe to grind, but he's taking it out on innocent people. Wow. Okay. His obsession is with being the one in control, the one in power, the one who's going to do whatever he wants, and you're not going to have any say about it. He's so smart. He's the best in the world. This was all about him trying to puff up his chest, to be that powerful man, to you don't even know who you're messing with. But it's almost like, if you saw this guy and you just messed with him, I don't know, in real life when he's not in his full Zodiac type thing, you could probably spook him. You probably could spook him. He was like, I think he was like a meek kind of dude in public. Like, you could almost say he's kind of like BTK, like that. He just seems like a nice, friendly guy, neighborhood Dilbert kind of guy. Driving ambition, the chariot, this was just, he had to do it. This is how he kept himself going. Like, he felt like he wasn't whole, or the full package, unless he was out doing this shit. And this could be because of the delusions going on up here with his El Diablo connection and messages he's getting and all that kind of stuff. Like, you're on a mission from El Diablo, so you must keep doing it. His primary obstacle was the Wheel of Fortune. He didn't have a lot of time to plan, so things were left up in the air. He couldn't plan as well as he'd like to. That's kind of interesting. He can't plan as well as he wants to. He sure did a lot of stuff, though, for not planning, but that's interesting. Like, if there was more planning, there was more sadistic things to come. Perhaps, if he could do more planning. I think there was also, maybe that's why the letters came. It was like the afterthought, the postscript, because he couldn't do all the stuff he wanted to do to the victims, and this was like, P.S. let me mess with you in a different way, but this is also like my postscript to what I have done. Yeek. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Okay. Now, my next question. I was going to ask, was he a Satanist? Kind of looks like he was. Let's see how he picked his victims. It looks like it was haphazard, but let's see. Was there a rhyme or a reason to how he chose? So he didn't have any ideas, it wasn't like he pictured in his mind ahead of time who he was going to go after. That wasn't his thing. He just went out there, and his main concern was making sure that there was going to be someone to be his prey. Beyond that, he would go, and on site, he would choose who it was going to be. And I think a lot of times here, he was picking on people who reminded him of either family members or kids at school when he was younger. It could also be with the couples. It could have been that the girl reminded him of a girlfriend or someone he had a crush on in school that did not return affections. There was also this idea here too that he could kind of like going to a buffet, like, oh, well, this time I'm going to try these types of people, and next time I'm going to try these types of people, is like a, whatever, let's see what happens. You know, in and out, that's what we're doing here. So he made up his mind rather quickly. So it's almost like he showed up somewhere where he knew there would be people. He decided, like, these ones, that's the perfect ones. Like, it's almost, you know, maybe he's getting El Diablo's downloads and he's like, doot, 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 doot. Yep, that's the one. Okay, locked in, going. And then it's almost like a tunnel vision focused on these people, and he's like making his plan in his mind. Like, he's like staring at them, and yeah, because it's like I see him. He, like, lovers lanes, like him. I don't even know that it's just lovers lanes. I see him going out at night, and it's almost like he's in his car, he's driving by, and he looks to see like which car just pops in his mind for making like some weird connection. And then he decides that that's the one. Once he fixates on it, then he starts looking, and he's looking around at like things. Like his eyes scan, and it's almost like he takes in information of whatever it is he's scanning for. I don't know. I'm not one of those people. He scans though. He looks. Then he decides to go in and do the job. He's going to be in and out. But this is like him exacting revenge on people who had been, they like, these are like what he would consider like, these are the exact representations. That person's just like Sally, and that guy's just like Brad, and I hated Sally and Brad because they made fun of me, so now Sally and Brad are gonna get it. So whatever you would call that, that's what he's doing. Misplaced something or else. Yeah. And it's almost like, I think like he would come in and he's trying to be, I don't know if this is his game, but you know, oh hi, yeah, oh don't worry about me. I know this is weird. You're making out, and here I am. Just want to let you know, kind of got lost around here, and I was just hoping like maybe your boyfriend there. Hi Jerry, could you help me kind of figure out where I need to turn over here? I'm kind of lost. And trying not to arouse, or I don't mean it in that way, but you know, don't get the female excited. It's almost like if there was a female involved, he had to keep her calm. He did not come off as someone who was like this scary ass, demonically based person. He came off like he's fooling them, but in like he came caring, nice, like he's the shy guy. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He was just like this neighborhood dork looking guy. He wouldn't hurt anybody. And then his first goal was always to take over the male first. And then after that, she knew she was done. Like he must have like, it's weird, like his eyes switched to like dark. And then I think it's like almost like she knows she's toast. In terms of if there's the couples. If it was just a woman alone, if it was a woman alone, it was the same idea. Keep her calm, keep her calm, keep her calm until get her to the right position, and then the eyes turn dark and she's done. She knows it. If he was, I don't know if he had male victims, but it feels like he had a male victim. This was kind of like get the male victim to the position you want, and then start the fight with the male victim, like trying to get him, overcome him quickly. Yeah. Anyway, so there we go. How did he pick his victims? All right. Let me see. Time for a little crystal chit chat. This is stromatolite, so it is super cool. This is natural unpolished, and this is polished stromatolite. So, aren't they super cool? I think they are. It is a fossil. I mean, most rocks are pretty old, but this is like legit fossils. And stromatolite is a stone that's going to help you to see the world in a new way. You know, something that the Zodiac needed, probably. It's considered one of the oldest fossils on Earth, and you'll find that when you work with stromatolite, you will see life from a new perspective, feeling your own personal power rising to meet the occasion to bring your good works to the world. So, this is something the Zodiac should have had. He should have, like, got some stromatolite and embraced the good in this inside. Too bad he didn't, but you can, and you can get yourself some at my website at AlyciaWicker.com. Let me see what else I had on the list. What did he think? What did he think when his cryptograms or his letters were published in the papers? So I had seen that was like more like his postscript because he didn't have a lot of time to, do up the scenes like some of these cuckoos do. But what did he think when his cryptograms were published? Interesting. So there's trepidation at first because he was afraid that like immediately they're going to bring in an expert to discredit him or make fun of his coding skills. Uh, and then there was happiness that it was published. Um, there was this happiness that it was published, and he was thinking, oh my gosh, this is great. He did have a worry that people were going to decipher these things, and he was just like, I hope I did a better job at this than I thought. That's where it's like he has back up against the wall, thinking immediately he's going to get decoded. He may have at that time gone somewhere else to not be in his usual spots. But he was so excited and happy to see that how much attention was being paid to him. He felt this type of superiority because of his coding skills or whatever. I guess it's a code. He felt that superiority about it. He felt like he was the big boss in charge. He's like the baller dude. Like no one's ever gonna catch me. People are all like, I don't know. It's like if he'd gone to a coffee shop, it's like he went somewhere, but he heard people talking about it, and people were like, I don't know. It kind of looks like this, but I don't know. Gosh, it's just, who knows? It's probably just a bunch of words that don't make any sense. And so he overheard a lot of people talking about it. Interesting. So he was listening. It wasn't just seeing like the coverage of it. He's listening to people. He would intentionally go out to restaurants, cafes, parks, whatever, and just have his ears open to listen to see what people were saying, which he took all of it in. Now he did worry, like he worried. Here we had the worrying again about that, maybe he's made a mistake, or maybe he went too far, maybe he said too much and he would be found. But it was almost like at some point he felt safe. Like after he released one, it was like he kept building up his courage every time. But it was like the attention, the kudos for his coding abilities, all of that stuff was not enough to stop him from going out again. At some point it like all wore off, the accolades, and he needed the rush again. So but he felt like he was the smartest person in the world. Like, you know what? I fooled the government. The government thinks they're so strong and powerful, but I fooled them. They don't even know. They're so dumb. They think they're so smart with all their tech and their technology. They don't know. They're so dumb. I've just completely outsmarted them all. That's interesting. Why would he think that? Unless he was like he had been in some type of government agency or affiliated thing. Maybe that was part of too his emasculation part. Maybe he's in the military. Maybe that didn't go well for him. Full Metal Jacket. Maybe, I don't know. He kind of like, when I look at like the glimpse I see of him, he looks kind of like that guy. That chunky one in Full Metal Jacket. I don't even remember the character's name. The one that takes himself out. The one. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Why did he stop? Why did he stop? He could have kept going and going and going, but like maybe he started late in life, or did he get arrested? Like, why did he stop? I think he got too old. He got too old. He couldn't do it anymore. Like there was some like something happened to him. Something happened to him where he could not, like, I think he was either like in the medical care, like he had like a nurse 24/7, or he had to go to the doctor for a recurring health issue. There was something that happened to him where he just physically was not able to continue to do what he was doing. So something happened to him. Something like a big physical thing. It wasn't like he got an injury like, oh, I sprained my ankle and I can't do this, like, because that would have recovered. This is like a life-changing type thing physically that happened to him. Okay, interesting though. I'm going to say that whatever happened to him had to be something where he got a large payout of money. Like, I don't know if there was a settlement or he made a claim. Somehow he got a large amount of money for this injury or whatever this was. Maybe it's like, you know, you see how those commercials like, did you work in this industry and now you suffer from well, contact the lawyers of dirtbag douche and dick nuggets. That kind of thing. Like, here's a settlement. He got a settlement. And I think he kind of embellished this settlement the way he got it. He like embellished it to make it seem worse than it was. It was already devastating, but like it kept him from going out and doing his Zodiac duties. But this was like he added extra whatever details to make it sound worse than it was, to get more money. And so then it was like sitting there and not sure quite what to do with himself. He's just like, what am I going to do? I can't go out and be the Zodiac anymore. And this then is interesting. Then he gets to a point where he can't go out and be the Zodiac anymore, and he can't go get any more accolades anymore. So this is where I believe he starts going out, and I don't know what this time period is, but at this point he starts like going either to conventions. This feels more online, but I don't know the time period. But my first iteration was he's going online to message boards and things, where people are talking about the case, and he's giving out pieces of the puzzle, like he's pretending he's a sleuth on his own, and he's giving out pieces. So yeah, he's okay. So take back, he's not going to a Zodiac festival or, you know, like Comic-Con of Zodiac or whatever the hell it would be. You know what I'm trying to say? This is him on a message board for sure. He's typing. He's putting in, and it's not ads in the newspaper. No, it's a message board. He goes onto message boards, and he was leaving crumbs, ideas. Like he was trying to point people in the right direction who were trying to decode his letters. That's what he spent his time on. He also was going onto these message boards, and he was like, in some ways, depressed. He couldn't find a similar type person, like a soulmate, twin flame, not to date or anything, but just like a best friend, like somebody who thought exactly like him. He couldn't find anybody whose brain worked like him, so he kind of felt like alone in the world. But he also was looking to correct misinformation that he deemed about who he was, like the profile that I assumed that the FBI had a profile on him. He wants to correct that profile in certain parts. Like, I don't think he was like that. I think it was more like this. It was like a lot of, he wanted to tell the world, like, without telling who he was. So there's misinformation. Ha ha ha! He wanted to go in there and tell them, no, I think it was this kind of guy. So he was doing like online sleuthing in Zodiac forums. That was how he continued his work. So that's okay. Wow. All right. Interesting. My question before we go through the suspects is there someone out there looking to be Zodiac 2.0? Not what we need. But let's see. Is there someone out there who's like cooked out enough, or, you know, obsessed, or, you know, the local demon that wants to become Zodiac 2.0? Is there someone currently who wants to be Zodiac 2.0? If there is, they would get caught really quickly. They don't, there's, it doesn't seem like there's anyone currently in the field who can rise to the occasion, should it be, to do this. There's no one who can come back and like pretend to be the OG Zodiac, and there's no one who can be the second version of him. There's no one available. This is, so that's a relief. I think there's some people who want to role play as the Zodiac, which is weird, and like might want to do these types of things, horrible as it is, but they don't have the right combination of emasculation and demonic possession, I guess you will say. So we don't have it currently on the table. Doesn't mean it can't come in later, but for now it looks like we're safe. All right. So, oh, I did want to ask. Oh, that's a yes, no. Okay, so now we're on to the yes, no. So I'm bringing out the pendulum. And the pendulum. All right, I haven't done this for a while on the channel. I'm going to go through my questions. I'm going to see what's up. If you have not seen a pendulum reading before, FYI, the arm cannot be completely still. I've learned over time. I'm a human. I have a certain vibration in my body. Don't think like that, you dirty bird. And humans are not statues, so there is some amount of vibration that you'll see. You believe what you want to believe. But if you got a nasty comment, go leave your nasty comment somewhere else and F off. I'm going to tell you what because there's something else to this beyond like where it swings. I can feel the yes, no in my body, but this is a visual representation, and this is about the best shot we're going to get at it. This is my yes, this is my no. Diagonals are not going to answer, or they need to be rephrased, and sometimes that just doesn't work anyway. Alrighty. Let me get my little list over here so I can see my first name. Okay, I think let's start with first. Is the Zodiac killer, is the Zodiac still alive? Yes or no? That's a yes. Really? They gotta be older than dirt. Is the Zodiac killer in their 70s? No. Is the Zodiac killer in their 80s? No. Is the Zodiac killer in their 90s? Okay, yes. So they're super old. Alright. All of these people I have are dead. Well, let's ask anyway. Even though it said that they're still alive and in their 90s, but let's ask anyway. Was Gary Francis Post the Zodiac? That says no. Was Arthur Lee Allen? Is Arthur Lee Allen the Zodiac? It says no. Is Richard Gaikowski. Richard Gaikowski. Was he the Zodiac? Nope. Richard Marshall. Was Richard Marshall the Zodiac? No. Lawrence Kane. Was Lawrence Kane the Zodiac? No. Well, let's ask again. Is the Zodiac still alive? This is September 2022. Is the Zodiac still alive in his 90s? Yes, he is. I wonder who it is. Okay, my last question was the Zodiac responsible for Sherry Jo Bates passing? That was, I believe, in Riverside. So, was the Zodiac responsible for Sherry Jo Bates passing? Yes. Okay. So, I think we have all my questions. I don't have any other things. Will anyone ever figure out the true identity of the Zodiac before he passes? No? Okay. Will anyone ever figure out the true identity of the Zodiac after he passes?
Yeah, I mean, they're not working right now anyway, but they're all pretending.
Yes. Has the Zodiac left a letter confessing to be sent after his passing? Has he created a letter to be sent after his passing, acknowledging who he was? Yes. Is he in a very bad state of health currently? Yes. Is he in jail? No. Is he living in the United States? Yes. Is he living in California? No. Okay. All right, we've gone on long enough, but that's interesting. Maybe at another point we'll do a session where we can see if we can spell out a name or something, but I'm already getting a little buzzy now. Anyhow, tell me what you think. What do you think about this reading? What do you think about him? And all that jazz. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, give this video a like, and I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Adios.